The majority of oven cooking is done on a dry heat, instead of using moisture to transport heat. The terms bake and roast refer to the same thing. When you preheat your oven, the air inside heats up to the desired temperature. By encircling the roasting pan or baking dish on all sides, this hot air evenly cooks your meal. Roasting is a term used to describe the process of cooking flavorful things such as pieces of meat or vegetables. Baking, on the other hand, is what you do while you're making desserts, pastries, or breads. Broiling is similar to baking, only it only cooks the food on one side, the top, at a high temperature. This oven setting is generally used to add caramelization to already roasted vegetables or to create a golden brown top crust on casseroles. Broiling dishes is very simple to burn due to the tremendous heat, therefore stand near the oven and keep a watchful eye on your dish. Sauteing is the process of swiftly cooking food over high heat to effectively transfer the heat from the pan to the meal. To avoid burning the food, you may need to stir or shake the pan or pot you're cooking in frequently. Depending on the guidelines in the recipe, you're done sauteing when the food is entirely cooked through and has a faint browning on the outside. The most intense kind of stove-top heating is char. A charred component is a cross between burned and deliciously blackened. It's commonly used on different chili to jalapenos to create a soft, smoky interior with a peelable blackened outside. Charring can be accomplished by cooking in a very hot pan or using a stove-top grill grate. You can also use the oven to broil to char ingredients. Keep an eye on your ingredients. When their exteriors darken and the meal begins to bubble, it's time to remove them from the heat. You've crossed the line from charred to burnt if the end result smells caustic and too smoky, or has an overwhelming bitterness. Measurements. Some recipes are very specific, while others leave it up to the cook to modify the flavors. While basic measurements such as a teaspoon or a deciliter aren't ambiguous, there are a few more murky terminology to be aware of. A dash equals about 1/8 teaspoon. A pinch is based on the amount of spice you can practically pinch between your fingertips. Seasoning to taste puts the final dish in the hands of the good chef. Since everyone's palates differ on how salty a dish should be or whether it requires a little zing from chili, this term is widely used to refer to salt and spice. Start with a small amount of these additions. You can always add more later.